Hi, I'm Diana Tino. We're Group 5 and we're pro animal testing. So first of all, animal testing is such a huge controversy around the world. The topic of animal testing is very popular and very controversial because there are two opinions regarding this topic. So we have the for versus the against. So a group of people believe that animal testing is important to us and important in the society, whereas there's another group who believe the opposite. They believe that animal testing is not necessary for us to live. In this particular slide, however, we will just be looking at the for view of animal testing and the benefits of animal testing within society. Statistics and opinions. So to start it off, 56% of Americans believe that animal testing is morally accepted. The other 39% believe the opposite. So as you can see, younger people lean more towards the against point of view. So only 47% of Americans that are around 18 to 34 years old believe that animal testing is morally accepted, whereas 60% of those that are 35 to 54 years old and 61% of those that are 55 and up believe it's beneficial. So what does this statistics tell us? These percent tell us that the more older Americans are, the more they are for animal testing, the more they approve of it. Additionally, women are more likely to object than men regarding animal research and animal testing, just because women tend to be more emotional. Furthermore, 52% of voters said that they feel safer using products that were tested on animals. And of course, this whole statistics is based on the Gallup poll. So now let's talk real numbers. Only a small amount are used in research compared to the animals that we eat. In the US alone, people eat around 9 billion chickens, 150 million cattle, pigs, and sheep annually. Compared to research and experiments, this is a huge number. Only 26 million are used for research, and these animals are mostly rodents, birds, and fish. So a little fun fact, for every animal used for research, we consume about 340 chickens. So the ratio would be 1 to 340. Moving on, we have the animal testing guidelines. Animal testing is not as impulsive as it seems. Scientists and researchers follow a strict set of principles during experiments. These principles are known as the 3 R's. We have replacement, reduction, and refinement. Replacement means that whenever possible, animals should be replaced by an alternative that is not an animal. Reduction, this is when during experiments, researchers and scientists should always opt for the lowest number of animals. Lastly, we have refinement. And this is so that animals feel less pain or hindrances. An example of this would be the use of anesthesia. Animal research have a lot of regulations in place. So we have the Laboratory Animal Welfare Act, and this was passed by Congress in 1966. This covers transport, sale, and handling of animals. So the main purpose of this is to provide license of animal dealers so that pet theft for sale would be prevented. Another regulation is the Animal Welfare Act, and this was actually amended 4 times, which was in 1970, 1976, 1985, and 1991. These were all amended so that animal care would be improved. So this act was enforced or is enforced by the Animal and Plant Health Inspection Service of the U.S. Department of Agriculture. So what they do is they inspect laboratories so that companies comply with the Animal Welfare Act. The main goal is to protect all warm-blooded animals bred for research, except for rats, mice, and birds. So those who violate this act have to pay a lot. There are fines, cease and desist orders, license suspension, or revocation. So it's actually one of the most important laws within animal research. Lastly, we have the Public Health Service Policy, and this is on the human care and use of laboratory animals. This is based on the Health Research Extension Act passed by Congress in 1985, and it's used to protect vertebrate animals for research such as fish, reptiles, rats, mice, and birds. Lastly, we have the IACUC, which stands for Institutional Animal Care and Use of Committee. So this committee is established at each institution to review all proposed animal experiments. So there are protocols that they review, and this includes, number 1, justification for using animals, how many are being used, and what type of species. Number 2, the procedures and drugs used for decrease of pain, hindrance on animal. Number 3, description of methods used to search for alternatives to painful procedures. And lastly, number 4, description of the search used so that experiments don't have any unnecessary duplicate. So as you can see, this is very similar to the 3R. It's because this is where the 3 R's are based on. Lastly, the reason why animal research is so good, because it saves humans, its research also saves animals, plus the population of animal species and humans actually increase. So that's it for me, and I will pass it over to Anthony.
Anthony Pacheco, and I will be continuing on different ways animal testing is a good thing. Animals are used to help make sure humans aren't put in danger of dying or having allergic reactions. They are used to test the safety of medical procedures, toxicity of chemicals, safe drug dosages, safe cosmetic products, as well as safe food products. They play an extremely vital role in research, especially chimps and mice, because chimps share more than 99% of their DNA with humans, and mice share more than 98% of their DNA with us as well. This makes them extremely good candidates to test products, medicine, and food that is going to be used on humans on a regular basis. These animals are also very susceptible to the same health problems we are, so they can be used to help find cures for things such as cancer, cholesterol, and other health problems. Scientists are easily able to control their environment, such as diet, temperature, and lighting, which is very difficult to do with humans, and this plays an important fact in the testing of certain products. Animal testing can also benefit animals as well. Dogs are a major benefit of this. Many dog breeds are susceptible to cancer, just like us humans are. New techniques have been used on dogs to kill cancer, such as immunotherapy and bacteria injections. Once these treatments have been perfected on the dogs, not only will the dogs benefit from it, but humans will more than likely benefit from it as well. With more advanced animal testing, we get better medicine for both animals and humans so they both can live longer and healthier lives. Advances in medicine. Some major advances in medicine have been penicillin, blood transfusions, tuberculosis, and insulin, and these are all as a result of animal testing. Penicillin has prevented millions of people from dying of bacterial diseases that used to be fatal to a large percentage of the population. Blood transfusions have also greatly helped the medical field, as they are now able to store blood for up to 3 weeks and then reintroduce it into the body. Without this, open heart surgery would not be possible. For tuberculosis, antibiotics were the first to stop tuberculosis and not actually harm the organism as well. For insulin, it's been used to help treat diabetes, because diabetes used to be lethal. With insulin, people are now able to live and go on with their lives. Advances in medicine continued. Animal testing is also responsible for the improvements in organ transplants and for lowering rejection rates. They are now able to work on tests to see if your genes are more acceptable to certain transplants, or if your body is more likely to reject it or not. It is also responsible for Crestor and Zetia, which are the 2nd and 19th most prescribed drugs in the United States, responsible for lowering cholesterol. Hip and knee replacements are also a result of animal testing and are actually done on animals as well to help improve their quality of life. Stem cells are the next big breakthrough in medicine because they can turn into any cell, whether that be regular tissue cells, heart cells, brain cells, anything that needs to be repaired in the body. And animals have played a tremendous role in finding ways to safely use them. Animals are simply not humans. Animals don't have the same rights, and they don't possess the cognitive ability or moral judgment that humans do. If animals had rights just like humans, everyone would be vegan and hunting would be illegal. Most of the animals tested on are mice anyway. People would not want their family members dying from drugs, cosmetic products, medicine, or medical procedures that were not able to be tested on mice. So instead of the mice dying, their relatives die. Animal testing is a great first step on determining whether or not something is safe for human use.